notice was given that all bars and restaurants would be closed starting at midnight. And we ended up like taking shots with the owners to like, I don't know, just kind of like celebrate the end. Like they were all like pouring shots and we're like, this was like, I don't know. It just kind of, we took it in like a very Spanish way, just not really like totally panicking
It's Elena
about it,
speaking.
just being like,
She is an
chiquitos.
exiliaire living in Valencia, Spain. She decided to stay in Valencia as COVID broke out, instead of coming back to the U.S. To give a little background, when COVID broke out in Valencia, Spain, they went into lockdown, which meant residents could not leave their house. And for Elena, this meant she had to stay in her apartment. She can only leave to go get groceries, and police officers will stop her to make sure she is going to the closest grocery store and not just out for a walk.
Life before COVID feels weird enough to say as it is, but I did a lot in like an elongated period of time, but I just feel like I really didn't have a lot of time for myself in my everyday schedule until like until Fridays. Like I did have a 3-day weekend, but a lot of that would be like me catching up on sleep. I had a friend that had just visited right beforehand, and she also was a teacher in China, and she had been like escaping COVID. Like, it was just ironic because she was like the one escaping it, and then she got in and out right before things like totally shut down. Like she left on Sunday the 8th, and then we got the lockdown notice Friday the 12th, I think. Can't remember what day it was. I don't think it was a Friday the 13th in March. Anyways, one of my best friends was supposed to be visiting me like the week after that. She canceled that. Like she was like backpacking Europe. She went home. At first, when everyone was telling me like that they didn't think they'd be able to visit, I totally felt like everyone was just like being really over traumatic about it. I'm like, come on, like it's not that big of a deal. But then like I think the attitude's just completely shifted in Valencia. Like overnight, like in a matter of 2 days, it went from like haha coronavirus to like, oh, this is actually serious. And I think once they like canceled FIAS, and then once they canceled FIAS, once school got canceled, just everything changed. And that's when like it was all the panic buying and like when everyone started panic buying, I was like afraid to go to the grocery store. Like I had a day, I had Friday off, and I knew there was stuff I wanted to get from the grocery store. My friend was telling me that I should like start going to the grocery stores because they were running out of everything there. And I was like, okay. And then like I was like afraid to go because I just like didn't want to like accept that reality once I went there. Just over the next few passing days, like once like lockdown orders were set, just realizing that there was like once everybody started leaving, that like made it even more real. Like every interaction when you talk to somebody though is like more like loving than beforehand. Like before you like go to the market, whatever. Like there was this one lady at like the Italian stall, like her and I are like calling each other pet names the whole time, but like every single interaction I have is someone's like gracias mi amor, like cariño, like everything is just like everyone is just telling you how much you love them in like every interaction. And I think it's just because people are just happy to interact with somebody else.